Today we'll be focusing on OnBase as a clerk solution. I am Brandon Beller, and with me is Colin Dinkle. We are senior sales executives here on our government team at Naviant, and we are extremely lucky and blessed and fortunate to have Cristina Nielsen from Duchesne County, Utah. Cristina will be walking us through her journey with OnBase, what she was able to do with various tools and solutions that are in OnBase, maybe talk about a little bit of what's on the roadmap, and then there will be some time for some questions. For anyone that is new to Naviant, we are a 35-year-old business process management consulting firm with a focus on enterprise content services solutions. And again, the software that we'll be referencing today is OnBase, which is developed by Hyland software. OnBase is a leading enterprise content management solution, and then we, Naviant, are Hyland and OnBase's premier global partner. So what is OnBase? Again, OnBase by definition is a single enterprise content services platform. What it is it's comprised of various tools kind of categorized in 9 different sections here of everything related to enterprise content services. So whether it's capture, storing, retrieving content, managing that content, process management, workflows, communication, collaboration, case management, reportings and dashboards, search functionality, records management, and much, much more. It's all housed within this toolbox, if you will, of the solution for enterprise content management. Kind of explain it in another way, right? It wasn't long ago that we all had these individual devices that we used throughout our day. We had music players, alarm clocks, dumb phones, calendars, Rolodexes, business cards, GPS, foldable maps, etc., right? That was replaced, right, with this platform. Steve Jobs, and shortly after the Android marketplace came out and said, hey, let's put all those functionalities on one platform, on one device, so that we no longer have to, individualize these functions and have this sprawl of devices. How does that apply to enterprise technology? Think of OnBase as the same way. OnBase is this, again, toolbox, this platform that's built with all of these capabilities. There's 300 plus capabilities built in. That's everything related to content management, data management, content services, workflow, and so on. So if you go back to here, again, it's the single enterprise content services platform. Everything from capture all the way down to records management. It's this single layer, this foundation, this building block that allows you to manage all of your content, all of your data, all of your information, and even connect it to your current user interfaces in your applications today. So OnBase takes everything, including your structured and unstructured data, and gives you access to it all in one single hub. And because it's a platform, it's scalable. I know today we're talking about the clerk's office, and we'll talk a little deeply into some examples of it, but the tools can be used in just about any department across the entire organization. And I think Cristina will talk a little further about how they were able to start in one department and walk it through multiple departments using basically some of the same tools, but doing different things with it. So everything from finance and administration to planning to obviously the clerk's office, justice, health, housing, and human services, and so on. And then again, this is just to name a few. I'll turn it over to Colin here in a second to talk about WorkView. But I know that I wanted to cover OnBase as a whole, give a good foundation, really talk about WorkView here for a second, and then kind of provide an overlay or a layer for Cristina to then tell her story. So with that, I'll turn it over to Colin.
Hey, thanks, Brandon. Excited to speak with you all a little bit today about WorkView. This is something that a lot of our customers are using. Cristina at Duchesne is using this a lot and has really become a tool that she uses and loves to use. So she'll talk about that a little bit later. My grandmother taught me how to crochet. It was something that was kind of forced upon me, and I think she figured being short, scrawny, and being a singing and acting teenager in a small town that is focused on football and wrestling wasn't enough for me to get beat up. I needed another reason. I needed to be able to also crochet. And so she taught me this skill, and she taught it by reciting this poem over and over and over. Under the fence, grab that sheep, out of the fence, and off we leap. And she taught me that once you learn the basic movements of crocheting, I could create anything from that: hats, blankets, a decorative holder for all my drama trophies. And as you can tell, I was extremely popular because of this. But as I thought about the best way to describe WorkView and give a high level of it, I felt like it's very similar to crocheting. WorkView allows you to have a toolkit. And from that toolkit, from the basic knowledge of that toolkit, you're able to then have a configurable framework that allows you to have a point and click configuration of software applications. And so what it really does is it eliminates the need for custom coding or having someone on staff that's a coder or has a coding experience. I know in a lot of cases in local government, within our IT departments, we're really working with people that have a general knowledge of a lot of things, and finding someone that's specialized in coding can be extremely difficult. And so with the ability to have a toolkit to create and rapidly deploy document-aware solutions, you can really eliminate the need for outsourcing these services, tedious management methods, using spreadsheets and other departmental databases that are slow and tedious to manage. And so for me, WorkView is really just a great opportunity to embrace the OnBase model, which is the ability to give you an opportunity in-house to build what you need to build. And it's also, as I said before, it's something that our guest speaker has truly embraced. I've worked with Cristina over the last few years, and every time I talk to her, or a lot of the times when I talk to her, I call her a power user. And as you'll see when she presents, she is extremely humble, and she doesn't like it necessarily being called that because she'll always come back and say she doesn't know everything. But the thing that I love about Cristina is, and what truly makes her a power user, is she is constantly looking to learn and always wants to know what other counties are doing, what other organizations are doing. She's constantly on OnBase and Hyland's website researching new things. And in my opinion, that makes her a power user. One of my favorite stories of Cristina is when COVID hit, much like many of the other counties and many of you, I'm sure, dealt with, they went through a time where they realized that a lot of individuals were not going to be able to continue doing their jobs like they had. So they started talking about the potential for layoffs. And I received a call from Cristina right during this time asking to purchase some additional scanning licenses because she wanted to have the opportunity and the ability to help some of these individuals that were going to be laid off have a job. And so she was able to actually bring in some of those individuals and teach them how to do some of the basics of OnBase, and so that they could continue to work and do those things. And I think that exemplifies exactly what Cristina is about, using the tools, the toolkit, what OnBase provides in a way to not only help your constituents, but help the county and your local government agencies. So with that being said, it is my great honor to introduce my dear friend, Cristina Nilsson from Duchesne County.
Hello, everyone. Oh, wow. Thanks, Colin. So my name is Cristina Nilsson, and I've been working for the county for about 13 years now. I am the Electronic Records Department Director, and I am the OnBase System Administrator. A little bit about the county. Duchesne County was established in 1915, and it is located in northeastern part of Utah. The county has 24 departments providing services for a little over 19,000 residents. Our first document management system we purchased in 2010 was primarily used as a storage place for scanned documents. And because searching and retrieving was time-consuming and very inefficient, most employees were still relying on paper as they were easier to access. So we had to find something better, a solution that all the county departments could utilize and that would make the employees' job easier and more efficient. And in 2015, we found OnBase. In 2015, DocStack, now part of the Naviant family, began by installing OnBase and migrating over 170,000 documents from the old system and from the network shares into OnBase, ensuring that each document was indexed and stored properly. So our journey started actually in 2016 by scanning all the assessment documents from the assessor's office in OnBase. We scanned everything, we made sure we have no missing documents, and we train our users to actually be able to find the documents in OnBase. The next step, we integrated Application Enabler in our line of business application. Through Application Enabler, the users are able to retrieve, import, compose documents, create Unity forms from our taxing program without having to manually switch between the applications. Also, in 2016, we were using a printing company to create blank marriage licenses, and we were using a typewriter to fill out the marriage license application. So we automated this process through an e-form and a workflow. BOE, or Board of Equalization, is the process of appealing the assessed property, the assessed value of the property, and involves three different offices: the assessor, clerk auditor, and the commission. So we created an approval workflow to process and route the documents to the appropriate department. The process uses Unity forms for initial appellant application, notifications to the appellant and approver, and timers. Also, for the treasurer's office, we created a Unity form called address change request that allows the public to submit an address change through our website. In 2017, we wanted to integrate the building official department in OnBase, and we did that by purchasing and implementing the electronic plan review. Also, we added the document composition license to our system. In the assessor's office, we automated the Greenbelt application and audit process through Unity forms, document composition, and the workflow. For the road department, we created a WorkView application to track road maintenance costs. This application gives the department a very detailed view of all the costs associated with road repair and the maintenance. For HR, we implemented our first HR onboarding process. Also, we created our first employee evaluation process through a workflow. In 2018, we improved our marriage license application process by switching from e-forms to document composition. Also, we automated the delinquent tax sale for treasurer, recorder, and auditor's office. For IT, we created our first IT support and inventory system. In 2019, we redesigned and improved the BOE and the Greenbelt applications. Also, we created the primary residence workflow for the assessor's office. For the road department, we redesigned and improved the road cost tracking, and we also implemented our first road sign inventory system. Last year, we added the emergency management department to our users by creating the incident expense tracking. Last year, also, we redesigned the road sign inventory by integrating OnBase WorkView application with the collector for ArcGIS. Also, last year, we created the grant application management to keep track of the small business COVID-19 relief program, grant program for the commissioners. WorkView, so we talked a little, and Colin talked a little bit about WorkView. WorkView allows us to create custom applications specific for our departments. So that's very important for us, specific for our departments. And it eliminates the need of spreadsheets and helps them, definitely helps them make better decisions and maximize the productivity. Road cost tracking application helps the road department to keep track of all the expenses, the material, equipment, and the labor related to a specific road project. So, like I said, the road sign application keeps track of all the installation and maintenance of the county's road signs. Also, in the future, we would like to expand this application to include culverts and bridges. Combined viewer, we purchased, this year we implemented the combined viewer, which gives the user the power to visualize and navigate through a large collection of documents in one central view. With combined viewer, users have access to all the documents needed for their work in one place, like, for example, in the assessor's office, where they can access the appraisal documents, Greenbelt, sales, recorded documents, every document that is related to the property they are working on. The result of OnBase implementation has made a real impact on the employees and residents of our county. We improved productivity with offline access through Unity Briefcase, and we automated our processes. We decreased the time spent in the approval process, and we reduced redundant data entry. Now all our records are stored in one secure central location. An important factor in our digital transformation is research, and Hyland community is an amazing place to find answers, to connect with other government users and ask questions. As new features and functionalities are available, learning is a key factor in our digital transformation through OnBase, and Hyland training has hundreds of hours of on-demand training videos. Another important factor in our transformation is communication with Hyland and Naviant. And also very important is to have an effective internal communication with our users and departments. Also, memberships to Hyland and Naviant government groups helps us stay in touch with other government users to share solutions and find new ways to improve. And here is some what of our users have to say about OnBase. Greg Garf, county assessor, removed all the file cabinets from his office, and everything now is available in OnBase. Every function in his office is done through OnBase. Joanne Evans, county clerk auditor, uses OnBase every day. It helps her be more organized and improved her collaboration with other departments. Ben Henderson, a road department director, uses OnBase for data collection and daily work assignments. He likes that OnBase is user-friendly, and his department can easily find the data they are looking for. So OnBase really improved our way of doing business. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions.
As Cristina was talking, one thing that I wanted to add, with her county, it is a small county, but she was able to, if you walk into her county building, you'll see the names above all the doors. It's, the assessor's office, the clerk. Above Cristina, it says OnBase. So she's been able to adopt that solution to the point to where that is her role now within the county, as she handles only OnBase, and so it's been it's been great to watch it expand within Duchesne. So let's go into some of these questions. Question here for you, Cristina: how are you providing training to search in OnBase?
We have training, so we do training all the time. So first of all, if they just call me and I go there and show them how to use it over and over and over again, many times. And we try to at least once a month to offer training to everybody in our county by department. So once a month, I go in every office and I just talk to them. That's why communication is very important, because the thing is, people don't always come to me and say, hey, I don't know how to do this. I do have to go to them and talk to them and ask them, hey, how can I help? What can I do for you? How can I make your job easier? And yeah, that is, so training is based by department. We try to do it about once a month. If that answers your question.
Great. Another question. Can Cristina explain how many people are on the OnBase team at their county?
We are 2 people. So in the beginning, it was just myself. And since last year, I think in the summer, we have Roxanne. She helps us with scanning and making sure the documents are properly indexed in OnBase. So 2, actually, just 2, me and Roxanne.
Perfect. Question here, Cristina. Somebody wants to know how much integration with non-OnBase third-party applications have you had to do over the 4 or 5 years?
Application, we use this application enabler, which we have 1 license, and we integrate it with our taxing program because that's the one that it's the most used in our county. But we did other integration to SQL, so to autofill keywords sets to minimize the manual entry of the data, because we already have the data stored in another system, which they are all SQL based. So pretty much everything we have in a different system, we have another 2 programs, 2 softwares that we use for indexing, but they are SQL based, and we use autofill keyword sets, which it makes it a lot easier for our users to index their documents.
Great, thank you, Cristina. Question here was about whether we'll be showing a demonstration today. One of the great things for me in particular that I love about Naviant is we are not a big believer in canned demos. We try to have our demos be as specific as we can to the questions or the desires of the individual person. So if you're wanting to see a demo, we would love to provide that for you. Please reach out to us and we can schedule a time to get some details so that we can make that demo specific to what you're wanting to look at and specific to your needs. And so great question, but yes, at this time we're not doing a demo, but would love to give one to you and to anybody within your organization. One here, Cristina, was how are you able to convince county leadership that OnBase electronic records management is important and an ongoing process, not a one-time project?
So actually, you have to convince your users that you can do what you can do with OnBase. So it's not necessary, the leaders, you have to have your users support on this. Because we started, like I said, we started with the assessor's office, and they liked it. They use it. I mean, everything they do in OnBase. They do not have any papers, documents. And when I say no paper documents, they still print out papers, but the day-to-day work, it's done in OnBase. And then, because it was a great success with the assessor's office, the recorder's office came aboard in OnBase. And after the recorder's office, the treasurer's office came on board. And after the treasurer, we got the clerk involved, and we got, so the more departments you have, then it's easier to convince your leaders to that this is a good step towards digital transformation.
Great. Thank you, Cristina. You know, if you have additional questions, please reach out to Brandon or I. Like I said, I work with Cristina and have that, I can reach out to her if there's any additional questions that you have. But like I said, we'll try to work through those. Really appreciate everybody being on the webinar today. And Cristina, once again, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story and
Thank you.
success. And look forward to speaking to all of you soon. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you for attending. Bye-bye.